Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Glad we made it here. Alright, well, today is laundry day. So, this first part shouldn't take very long. I'm just going to take you through some steps that I think are important for doing laundry. Just to make sure everything gets clean and actually goes through, the way that you want it to so that it comes out nice and clean and ready to go. So, there will be two parts. This first part is just kind of loading the washer, and then I'll go over the dryer as well. And kind of go over some of the settings, because sometimes, you're not sure exactly what to set it on, but then this way we can kind of figure it out. So we have our laundry. Nice big thing of dirty laundry that's ready to go into the washer. So I'm going to show you some of the dials on here. I'm going to have to move the camera around, but I'm going to show you some of the dials on here so that we know exactly what each one means. So I'm going to turn on my machine real fast, and that way it'll light up everything, and it kind of shows you times and things like that it'll take, which is really, it's a nice feature. But let me move you over here real fast. Alright. Let me get this set. Hope I'm not making any of you sick. Alright, so here's the washing machine, and it has a bunch of different settings, as you can see. Most washing machines, even if you go to, say, a laundromat, they'll have the same settings that they have on this one as well. So what we are going to do is we are going to keep ours at normal. That is definitely because I don't have a giant load, but it's not a light load, so you want to stay with normal when it comes to that. I wash it on warm. Cold is probably more eco-friendly, just because it's better for the environment. We can do eco-warm, which actually I might do for today. Which is, it's kind of between cold and warm, so that it kind of helps the environment. Spin, I like to keep mine on high. All that does is it makes sure that as it's spinning, when it's on high, it kind of gets all the water off of the clothes. Our soil level, we want to keep that at normal because it's a normal load. But if you were doing other things, like say for this one, if you have like a waterproof jacket or something like that, or jackets, and they get dirty, it's better to do it on this this setting right here. So then you have your waterproof. You do it on here, and it's very good. Delicates are for things that might tear easily. So if you have some lighter fabric, and it seems like it might tear, then you want to do it on this one. You want to make sure that nothing tears, because sometimes if you go to the bigger ones, then it's not so good. Bedding, this is mostly for like comforters. So if you want to put your comforter in here, you want to put this on bedding. It's going to take obviously a lot longer to get done. You might even want to up the setting for this to hot, just because when it comes to bedding, it's usually been on the bed for a while. We usually keep it on there for a while. Colors and darks, it just kind of separates it out so that you don't have any bleeding, where the colors will bleed into each other, which is nice. Heavy duties, if I have a big load of laundry that I'm going to do, and I don't have time to do a normal load, then you go to heavy duty. But this just makes sure that you're protecting the machine, because then the machine can kind of read how heavy it is. And it's better than doing it on normal, because it's actually going to be more of a full load. Permanent press, I'm actually not sure exactly what that means. So I'm just going to skip over that one. Then we have active wear. So if you have things like spandex or things like that, then that's what your active wear would be. It's not really waterproof, but at the same time, it's a different material, and so it will help that material kind of hold for longer, because you want to have your clothes last for as long as possible. A quick wash is only like if you just have like a couple of things that you need to throw in, and then you want to go, and yet so the soil level will be light because you're not going to have that many things in there, so it won't fill up with as much water. A spin is maybe you just have something wet and you just want to get it kind of dried off a little bit real fast. Then it'll just spin. And then rinse and spin it'd be like a quick rinse of just one thing that's not that dirty, but you want to rinse it off. Then you want to spin it so you can get it right into the dryer. So those are kind of the settings here. I wish I knew more about permanent press, but I don't. But we're going to keep ours today on normal. And then we'll select Eco Warm to help the environment. Now I'm going to show you some of the same thing sort of over here on the dryer. Here we go. Make sure everybody can see it. Alright, so if we turn this on, we hit the power on. Wrinkle release, I actually use this quite a bit. It's a nice feature that if you just want to get some wrinkles out of your clothes before you go somewhere, then you don't have time to iron, then you can put this on here. Time dry just basically means this one, it actually detects how much moisture is in the clothing. So it'll turn off when it thinks it's dry. Time dry just means that it's going to wait and this 40 minutes until it's done. And then, then you can kind of check yourself. Quick dry, kind of the same thing as the other wash that we had over there, where it's just kind of a quick one. Permanent press, again, I'm not sure. Normal is what we're going to be doing ours on. I usually put mine on more dry just because I want to make sure that they're dry so I don't have to put them on a time dry. Heavy duties, if you have a lot of clothes, usually you don't want to use this one though. It's better to kind of stick to normal. When it's heavy duty, you're going to have a lot of wrinkles in your clothes and things like that if you're just throwing a bunch of clothes in there. Bedding, again, that would just be for your comforter, things like that. So it's going to go for a lot longer. And, your temperature is going to be a lot higher just because it's a big, heavy fabric. And what I would suggest is if you have it on this, what you want to do is about maybe 40 minutes in is take out that comforter, kind of jostle it around, like pick it up and just kind of see and check to see where the spots are, and then throw it back in. Sanitize, I don't know. I should look that up. It kind of sounds weird. And delicates, again, that's for your more delicate fabrics and things like that. So, that's where you kind of want to go if you want to make sure things don't rip and it's more delicate, your linens and things like that, then you want to go to delicate. All right, so that's the dryer settings. Okay, I'm going to turn you around. Sorry, I should have told you before. Now what we're going to do is we're going to load the dishwasher. The washing machine. I'm doing too many things and also doing the dishes. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your detergent. And a lot of people get this wrong. What you want to do is you want to add your detergent first, down at the very bottom of the basin of your washing machine. Some people put the clothes in and then you put they put the detergent on top. What happens with that though is then only the top layer of your clothes actually gets washed. So because it's just sitting right on the top of the clothes. So that top layer is going to be happy, but all the clothes underneath, they're not going to get clean. When you put this down at the bottom, what it's going to do is the whole thing's going to kind of rise up and go through all the clothes. So it's a lot better to do it that way. I use this one because it's got this nice little friendly, see there's that little bunny? That means there's no animal testing done. And I just prefer not to test on animals, and there are some products that do test on animals. So I always kind of look for that. But this is like a safer, more eco-friendly, and it costs just as much as ones that do test on animals and aren't as eco-friendly. But, some of them are a bit easier, so, I understand if you want to go with that. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take this, just put a little bit in the lid. And I've got a normal load, so I don't need to fill it too high. I'm going to get it up to just right at the full line there. So we're not overdoing, we don't want to overspill it. You only want to go up to, there's lines that they have on here that you can actually just fill it up to. And then I kind of swirl it around as I put it in there. So we're going to go put this in here, swirl it around, dump that down there. Now I've got everything full. I know you didn't see that, but basically you're just putting it in. And then what we get to do is the fun part. Then we get to fill strong and just take everything and I just dump it right in there. All the clothes go in there. And then what we're going to do is I've got all my settings set. So I'm ready to go. I know I'm happy. And then I'm just going to hit start. I'm not going to hit start right now just because then it'll be kind of loud for the video. But then after this, I'm going to dry. But part 2 of our video is not about drying. I'm not going to go through all that because really once you're done here washing your clothes, you want to put them in the dryer. Pick the setting that you want. Again, for this one, if it's normal here, it's going to be normal there. Dry everything, and then part 2 is going to be more about folding and making sure we fold and the importance of that. But anyway, I hope you're having a great Friday. I hope this is helpful, and I will see you all soon. All right, bye.